Today I'm here to spill the university tea on how I got rejected from Oxford. Just kidding. I should probably start calling these college videos a series of unfortunate events. Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be telling you how I got accepted to the University of Edinburgh, University of Bristol, King's College London, and LSE, London School of Economics and Political Science. Before I keep talking, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed for more college/university related videos, because I have some really juicy ones coming. Just putting it out there. It is summer. A lot of you are probably thinking about applying to universities. If you're in your second to last year of school, maybe you're just beginning to think about them. If you're in your last year of school, you're probably working on them. 99% of my UK application was done during the summer. So if you're applying to the UK and you haven't started, please start now. And for the purpose of this video, I decided to wear the only UK university sweatshirt that I own, which is coincidentally from the only university that rejected me in this entire application. Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. But anyway, I'm going to be dividing my advice into 3 distinct categories. The first is the application process in general, the second is grades and other numbers, and the third is all about the delightful, bountiful personal statement. A little bit of context, I applied to all of these universities for law, and I applied as a non-UK/EU citizen because I only have one nationality and it's not European. Let's get cracking. The first step in your application process is going to be preparing for the application itself before you even start thinking about numbers and personal statements and everything. The first thing you want to do is research the crap out of your course or university. You want to make sure that for your given course or university, you have met the requirements. And that doesn't mean only that you have X number of A's or a certain IB score. It also means that, for example, if you're applying for biochemistry, you've taken biology and chemistry. The reason why I am recommending that you do so much research into your university and your course is because UCAS only gives you 5 application spots. And if you waste one of your applications on a course or a university whose qualifications you don't meet, then that is 1 out of 5 possible acceptances that you've thrown into the trash. So research. My second word of advice on the application is that your course will matter more than your university. Now, for a lot of courses, the number 1, number 2, number 3 universities will be Oxford, UCL, Imperial, etc. However, there are certain courses where, for instance, the University of Manchester or Bristol or Edinburgh might be better in that specific subject. So don't apply to Oxford, to UCL, to Imperial, to like these really top universities if the course is better elsewhere, or if you're just applying for a course that is at that university because you want to go there. For instance, I applied for law at all of these universities because what I really wanted to study was politics, which is what I will be studying starting in the fall. And the only reason why I did not apply to study politics in the UK was because I wanted to apply to Oxford, and their politics course was politics and history, and I didn't want to study history because after taking 2 years of IB higher level history, I was done. No more history for me. So I didn't apply to study politics because I didn't want to apply for a course that I didn't like. You know, it makes sense. And I highly encourage you to do the same. Think wisely about what course you are selecting for your university application, and also think about the course before you start thinking about what universities you want to apply to. My third tip when it comes to the application process as a whole is to apply as early as you can. If you're applying to Oxford or Cambridge and you need to meet that October 15th freaking deadline, then you'll have a bit of a head start on your applications. If you're not applying to Oxford, I still want to highly recommend that you apply as early as you can, because this way you give your application as a whole a better chance of being seen by the admissions officers. And if you are earlier on in the application process than people who are meeting that January deadline, odds are your application will look more fresh and you will stand out more to the admissions officers than if you are the 900th application that they see in January. So apply as early as possible to give your application the best chance that you can, and also to possibly receive your decision earlier, which was the case for me with a lot of the universities that I applied to. And my last word of advice when it comes to the application process as a whole is to select your references wisely. Now, for the United States, if you're applying, they like to see someone who's not a teacher and who knows you in a capacity outside of school. But for the UK, I would highly recommend to have your references be as academic as possible. Since I was applying for law, for my references, I asked 2 of my teachers at a higher level because those were the ones that I had the most contact hours with. And I asked my politics teacher, first of all, because he went to a UK university, so he was familiar with the system. And also because politics was the most law-related subject that I took at school. And then I asked my English teacher to be my second reference because he could explain more about my verbal skills, my reading abilities, my writing abilities, and a lot of other skills that are necessary when it comes to the study of law. The next part of your application is going to be everything that is related to numbers. For me, those numbers were primarily my IB predicted scores, which was a 39 out of 45 with 776 at a higher level, and my higher levels being history, politics, and English literature. The 776 at a higher level is more or less like an A star, A star, A. Again, these higher levels and your A levels or whatever you're applying with are important because you want them to show interest in the subject that you're applying to. So for example, before I started the IB, I knew that I wanted to apply for law or politics, so I took subjects at a higher level that reflected that interest, and so all of my subjects were somewhat connected to the course that I wanted to study, which also gave me a lot of material for my personal statement. Just make sure that your subjects are somewhat related to what you're applying for. The next number that was part of my application was my LNAT score. Now on the LNAT, I got a 26 out of 42. Yikes. Which was 3 points above the average for that year, was a 23. So that was my LNAT multiple choice score, and my essay was a hot, spicy mess. It was a literal disaster. Pile of trash. Yeah, but it's fine. It's okay. I still got accepted to all of these universities.
Oh, life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above.
And then the last part of your application is going to be your personal statement. Yay! And I'm not going to go into depth on the personal statement because, surprise, surprise, I'm going to do an entire video on how to write a good personal statement, where I'm also going to be reading the personal statement that got me into Bristol, Edinburgh, King's, and LSE. But all I will say is the purpose of your personal statement is to show how much you care about your subject, so keep that in mind when you are choosing your course, because if you're not passionate about the course that you're applying for, it will show in your personal statement. However, if you choose a course that you really enjoy or that you're interested in, you'll have plenty to write about in your personal statement, and you'll be able to connect it with things that you've read or done, or even things that you've learned in class. That was all on how I got into my UK universities. I really hope you liked this video. If it was helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel because I have videos coming on how to write a good college app essay, how to write a decent personal statement, and more college/university related stuff. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!